All right, our students, welcome back to another exciting round of drawing females. Action poses. Now, these are actually more stands. Before you get into action pose, you got to know the stand and just basically for the right shape, get that shape right. So this is going to be a stand, and you can do this if you have like a character, like you just want to show your character, like a character pose. You want to show your characters, her costume or uniform or whatever. So it's not going to be like an action thing. It'll be like more of a, hey, look at my character type of stand. So again, you use the K, and I showed this in the last couple videos. And truth be told, this is like my third video today that I'm doing. I'm just trying to knock some out so that you guys don't have to wait like weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. So you might see one, the last one. If you're looking at this, the last one might have been a week ago or 2 weeks ago or 5 days ago, whatever. 5 days is almost a week. So I'm just kind of like repeating, and it's fresh in my head because I just probably said it like 20, 30 minutes ago. All right, so to do the female body is just, you can do two things. If the female is straight on, you can do the hourglass like that. Or if she's turned to the side, you do the letter K like that. Don't connect them like that. So this is going to be the hips. This is going to be the inner part of the hips. So she put her hand like on the hips. That's what that is. Here's your head. Here's the other hand right here, like, hey, what's up? And then the legs. So the only thing now, if you wanted to have the woman facing the other way, you just reverse that. This is the K like that. Same thing. So you have to understand, unless she's standing straight like that, this is going to tilt. Women always stand with a tilt. So when this tilts one way, this is going to tilt kind of the other way. Don't go extreme with it. So if she's like this tilted, this arm is going to be up. It's going to be tilted, just like say slightly. So this is going to be tilted. And this, the high, what is it? The high one is the one that the leg stands on, the weight. So it's going to be like this, and this other one's going to be out like that. So it's like, you know, hey, how you doing? I'm new here. Show me where the cafeteria is, like that. So, but just by using, where's my little dried up pen? Just by using the K, you have it. So yeah, it's easy. It's once you get this, it's just like doing the torso. When I show people to do the torso, this, and then collarbone, delt, the V, your head, your neck, arms. It's simple. So it's the same way with this. So when I do this, you know, if I need to do this part, then I can do this. I can do this up in here. And then this is going to be the upside down house. The center line is here. My center line is going to be like here. Same thing. I don't do the tuna can. And if you don't know what I'm saying about a tuna can, then you're new to my channel. It's just I name stuff because if I say draw the waist, you're like, oh, I don't know how to draw a waist. But if you simplify stuff, if I say draw an apple, you're like, oh, I can draw an apple. There's an apple. Okay, so if I say something, okay, now you flip that apple over and it looks like something else. Then then you're like, oh, okay, so I draw an apple first, and then I can draw, whatever this thing is. I flip this over, but it looks like something else. And I just saw that as I said, flip it over. So let's get on with the video. So yeah, okay. So let me get another piece of paper because I don't want to show that back again because that can be like misleading and disturbing. But I want to go on with that analogy. If I have a clean piece of paper somewhere, all this is thick paper. Come on now, you tell me I ran out of paper on my table. No, one sheet. What was I saying? Okay, the waist. I'll do the waist like this. Like that. And that's what I call my tuna can. T-U-N-A, because I might have been eating tuna. And then the part goes like this. And this could be just the same thing as your belt, where your belt is. And this is the upside down house. And then you have your legs. So, yeah, that's your waist, which is just this shape, a simple shape as a tuna can. Okay, so now Then I went into teacher mode for a few seconds and ate up some of your time. Let's get back into actual drawing. So she's going to be facing this side. She's going to be facing that side. So what I want to do is this. I'm going to do my K. Not too thick, not too fat. Depends on how big you want that body, how thick you want that body. So it's going to be like this. And you got to have room for your legs, so you don't want it to be too high. Let me push these together so I won't be writing on that seam. And this is just to keep my camera focused. The two colors, it's not I'm trying to be colorful or anything like that. My camera just didn't focus because I had it on the black table. And then the black and with the white paper, and the camera would just go crazy. It would just in and out of focus. So I just give it a little color to look at. So as I said, if you're going to lean, so I'm going to lean the shoulder back, tilt the shoulder back a little bit this way. And so this has got to be tilted the opposite. It doesn't have to be, but it just, you know, gives you that more of a real balanced kind of feel. So I'm going to put it about right here, center line about right there. This means the head is going to be right here. And I usually do the head, I don't want to say immediately after I do the body, but I want to make the head the right size so I can see how big my shoulders are. Versus if I'm doing a man, I'll do the head last. I'll do the body because the head is just, it's not going anywhere. Just as long as you have room for it. Wow, these legs are going to come way down. I might get it in there. So we have this, and then we chop this off right here because of the shoulder. The shoulder, you don't want long, wide shoulders, and the delt is going to be right here. So, you know, I may make it longer. I may chop it off a little bit more. So this side is going to be more curved, and you're going to get the breast that's going to come off right there anyway. So this is the more important part right here is this. Because I'm going to put one leg here, and this other leg is going to be out. So just for the time being, I'm going to do this because I don't want the legs out too far. Leg out too far. It's going to be a basic pose with the arm down. You see some of the delt. It's going to go behind, and this one, and this is going to come right down into the body. Might be too much of a curve. This is why you want to do rough sketch first. You don't want to try to do detail to the face and take 40 minutes getting a beautiful face and your body's wrong and you have to erase it and you get pissed off and then you don't want to draw anymore. And this is what happens to a lot of new artists. So let me give you a little more of that lean. Since this is leaning, a little more of that lean. So to keep it from leaning, look like it's leaning too far back. And of course you want to get some curve in there. So my crotch is going to be here, the crotch, it's going to come down here. So this is going to be the torso in here, right up until the point where it goes back out. That's going to be your torso. And then your waist. I don't do the tuna can for women. I just leave it open because the tuna can is just a square, basically just a rectangle, and the women's are not rectangles. So this one I'm going to bring in, and of course again I'm going to bring it out for the female. So let's do the blue just because. So here's my torso. Center line is going to be the little mountain or my cave, whichever you choose to call it. I go back and forth because I really haven't given it a permanent name, like the upside down house. So this is going to come in, and it's going to go back out here. There is a bone, which is shaped something like this. I'll just get the basic shape. Shapes up like this. So it's going to round over this part of this hip, come in and kind of like go back out just a little bit for the thighs. So if you see that, like the women that just have the line in and line come back out, now you know why, because it's just really going over that bone. Getting my dry throat. As I said, I just did 3 videos back to back so I can concentrate on something else like my kids channel, which I have a kids channel. So if you guys are trying to learn, trying to teach your kids, or you want your kids to be artists as well, and this is a little too much for them, Then I have a kids channel that shows them the basis of drawing. And then you can actually watch that with them and then get some pointers as well. It's not really doing comics, it's teaching the fundamentals of drawing. And I'm getting too wrapped up into details with this because I'm actually losing it. I should have been finished this drawing by now. All right, so here we got this. In, out, here's my leg. And here is this leg here. So this leg's gonna be shorter, just a wee bit shorter than this one because this is out more, and this is gonna be the leg that it character's leaning on. Center that so you'll know where your knee goes, or you'll know more the shape of the leg. Keep the calf high. And I kind of curve this in a little bit, just a little bit. And then put the foot here. And the foot is just half a triangle. If you're having, where did the paper go? If you're having trouble with feet, just draw a wedge. Basically, if you have two legs here, take a triangle like this to start, and I go out like that. Now, if I'm trying to flatten it out, of course, I'll do a little different. But if you do this, if you take this and you do this, like doing that wedge, it makes it easier. Where's my almost dried up pen? If the foot is not facing forward, if you have your feet out, which people do stand like that, just make that little wedge like this. And then that, and then don't go flat, kind of go up at an angle like that. And that's a good foot starter. And then once you get more comfortable with it, then you can just kind of like round it off a little bit. Same thing. Like that. But start out with triangle and then turn the triangle into a wedge. And as I say, if the foot was straight down, I would do this. And this would be my leg. And then I'm going to do it more of a detailed foot. It would be the same thing, kind of like that. But I would bring you'd have a little piece for the toe. Ankle comes in to show where the toe is, and that's the leg. And if you want to draw a little bit of heel back there, you can. So yeah, start out with a triangle if you're having trouble with the foot. All right, let's go back and pick up this mess. Good pencils. These are basically checking pencils, but the erasers, they just dissolve in the air. Okay, where was I? Leave a little space. Gotta leave a little space because that's just life. Is this foot finished? Not quite. For the time being, that's my triangle. So straight down, comes in at the knee, goes back out, and then comes down. And you can have this straight. This I always do straight in on the inner thigh first. Then I'll bring it in where the knee is. Bring it out just a little bit and give it like a curve. Give it just a little curve going down. So here's my foot, my other foot. This is too short. I'll lengthen that a little bit more. So basically this is that wedge I was talking about, just like that. And then once you learn the more of the shape of it, then you can remove that. Your inner ankle is higher than your outer ankle if you choose to do ankles. And this is why I usually do this little curve right there that kind of just tells me. Tells me something. It tells me a little bit more about my shape. So this leg is going to be a little longer. This inner thigh is going to be a little longer. My knee, and it curves in at the knee and it comes out. So it comes in, curves out in at the knee, and then it comes down and you have your calf. And you want to keep the female leg more smoother, not so bumpy like this. You got this big bump and you have this big bump. You have this big bump and the knee, and then you have that. So you just kind of, at the end of it, I just kind of slim it all out because I'm so used to drawing men that that's how I start out. All right, as I say, I'm overthinking this. This is probably the most simplest position, but I'm overthinking it, and it's just not, it's taking too long, should I say. And this is to something. You should always take a day to draw for fun. Take one day and just draw for fun and just say, I don't care what this looks like. I'm just doing it for fun. And then that's how you learn the most, by just doing stuff just for the hell of it. I don't want to use blue yet. So again, this, my knee, this. So it's going to be about right here in my foot, which is almost what I had last time. Just I'm overthinking. All right, let's work with the top part and then go back to the legs, take a break from that. And that's something you should do. If you're working on the face, can't get that face, leave that face for a second and go work on something else, and it'll come back to you. The talent is in you. It's in you. Sometimes it just doesn't want to come out. It's like writer's block. It's like people that write. They can have like a whole week of just writing, just kicking it out. And then one day they wake up and they can't write 2 words. It's like writer's block. The talent is there. So you just, for whatever reason, and we don't know why, it just does that sometimes. It just kind of stalls. So, but don't be afraid if that happens to you. Like if you're drawing one day and the next day you can't draw and you get so frustrated, you just throwing your pencils and stuff. It's there. It's your body or your mind might be just telling you like, hey, take a break today. I don't feel like, coming up with something, but it's there. And that's why I say take a day and just draw for fun. Just draw, just draw whatever, crabs or just whatever. Draw a big nose or just for fun, and then you'll end up drawing other things. You'll draw like some snot coming out the nose and a tissue flying by, and just like that. I'll put this down so you probably won't see too much of this. As I say, I'm overthinking this. Overthinking it. So again, take time off and draw for fun. Just don't use good paper like, oh, I gotta have it in my, because you want to get it to the point where you can just throw it away. If you have newsprint, that's like your newsprint fun day. Don't go out and buy this expensive. If you're just starting, don't go out and buy this expensive sketch pad because you'll be afraid to draw in it. You'll be like, I can't waste my paper. This is good paper. The sketch pad costs like $50. And I did that before. I'm not gonna lie. I used to buy these great sketch pads and I would never use them. And I still have some today that are actually turning yellow because I would never use them because I always thought my skill was not good enough. So then when I got good enough, I'm like, well, what am I going to draw that's going to be so, important that I'm going to leave it in a sketch pad, that I need to draw it in a sketch pad to have it. So I don't have sketch pads with a lot of drawings like a lot of artists do. They'll say, oh, I'll show you my sketch pad day. This is the day when I, pull out my sketch pad and I'll show you how I used to draw. And I don't have that. I don't have that. Kind of wish I did. It's not too late to do it, but I'll just draw on this copy paper and then, I'm happy. Okay, top body I'm good with. I'm going to slim these legs down. Let's give a breast. This is to me, this is like teenager. The head might be a little long, a little high, but because of this, I'm going to make this a teenager. Not too much of a teenager, but teenager. So right under the chin, at that point is where I start the breast, and the breasts are just upside down heart, which is what I was saying about draw something that and then flip it over or flip it sideways, and then you'll have that thing that you're trying to draw. So now we have to go with blue. So the breasts are going to actually ride down because this is, your torso is oval and it's round like this. So if I do a side torso, let's put the line really, really on the edge. You're still going to get this, and whatever runs down, if I take water and runs down, it's going to be like that. So that breast is going to actually come down like this, going to like that. It's going to here, and it's going to go up like that. It's not going to be round like this, especially from the side. It's not going to be round and then round again. This one is going to come down like this, and then this one is going to be round, goes over into the arm, because the torso is like this shape. So, and I like to use a water balloon analogy, and some people probably say, "Whoa, water balloon." But if you take a water balloon and you blow it up and you hold it, it's going to shape like shape like this. There's your water balloon. You tie it up in a knot, there's your water in there. You lay it on a table, it's going to be like this. So you tilt that table over and you put that balloon on there, it's going to be like this. And that's the same way when the breasts are from the side, because if I finish this drawing up, here is your torso, here's your stomach, and the way the breast is going to sit, it's going to sit like that with that water balloon, and then here as a water balloon, and here is your other one that's going to really be more rounder, and then into the arm like that. So it's not going to be round, it's going to sit on that bone, because this is the bone, this is the rib cage. So basically those two water balloons, I know, bad analogy, I'm sorry ladies, are going to just basically rest on that shelf or that ribs like that. So it's going to be, if you go from a dramatic side shot, now the more you turn it around to the front, the more rounder they will be, but the more you turn it to the side, the more this one is going to come out and cover this. If I even turned it to where the center line was here, same thing, but this one is going to cover it more because you're turning it around. So that is my breast lesson for today. And let me get on this, because every time I stop this, my brain just kind of goes away from it. So smaller neck, shoulders are sloping. They're not like a man's gonna be all mountainish. Slope, I'll usually bring this in more for a square. Then arms are smaller like that. I'll give it just a little more lat. It's going to come in and back out, that bone right there, and it's going to come down to these legs, which I will try to slim up as much as I can. The only part about these blue and red pencils are they do not photocopy, but once you start to bear down hard, they will not erase. But that's the point of it, because you don't really have to erase too much because they don't photocopy. If you do it on black and white, if you do your copying on black and white. If you do it on color, you're going to get everything you see, every little scratchy line that you see. This is a little fat for me right here for her age, for this character's age, because for whatever reason I made this and it looks more teenager-ish. Yeah, okay, let me put that foot there because I'm tired of it standing out. And that is still long because of the calf. I said you got to keep a high calf. Keep the calves high and not so wide. Much better. So put the foot here, which means I'd have to shorten that, which is fine because that's a little long. And that heel is up too high. If I had a heel, that would be perfect. but I don't. It's supposed to be more flat-footed, and I will shorten this just a bit. And then put that foot there. Much better, much better. I don't want the foot turned sideways, and I can bring this heel down or just make this more flat. So the feet won't be up in the air. All right, did I do the breast? I did not. Let's do the breast. Remember the heart, upside down heart. This one is going to be more flatter, but not really, because she's not turned that much of an angle. But you understand now, if you turn your character to an angle, this one's going to come here and go down into the delt. And this is going to be round here, not making a hugely round, hugely big breasted woman. So now I need to get rid of that lats. Take those lats down a little bit. Slim the neck, that sloping shoulder here. The delt might be a little big. I can bring that down. Now we get to the nitpicky part. And if you have a big breast female, you won't see the lats will be like way behind the breast because the breast will come out more. And if you have a smaller breasted female, you would see the lats. The latissimus dorsi, and that's not enough. Yeah. I think because I want to actually bring that hip out more. This is the nitpicky part right here. Pencil time. Yeah, almost. And then my abs, which I don't fully draw the abs on a female, because that makes it, that gives it a little bit too much. And let's do this hands. So this hand's going to be behind her leg, so you won't see too much of that. This hand is going to be rested, so you're going to see this thumb. And I really cannot see this pencil because of the glare, which is why I use red pencil. And you can do the mitt kind of finger and then just take this one finger out. That's, I think was I saying it on this one or the other video, how Jim Lee does one separate finger and he always has the other ones kind of like together. Just makes it easy to draw, especially just a relaxed kind of hand. So I am nearing the finish line to this drawing. And I think I said this in the other video, I don't do these to show you that I can draw. I do these to show you that you can draw. So I don't do the finished ink product that other people do. I did at times, but these are more for you guys to learn. I don't want to show you, I don't want to draw and like, oh, look how good I can draw and look, I can ink this and this is going to go here. You know, that's for you guys to do. I just want to show you how to get started. And then you can put your character, your costume, suit, whatever on your character or, you know, whatever. So this is why I don't go past this. I go to detail, show you guys how to get started, and then you can go and you can put whatever you want on, close whatever you want on it. I don't like this hip. So yeah, when you're like, he didn't do any inking, this is why, because this is more of a teaching you, not just showing off. But if you ink it, you're not showing off. But if I ink it, you're gonna have a 50-minute video, especially if I tell you why I'm inking it and how. But it all starts with the light source, where your light comes from. And I do have videos on inking, how to ink. That is something I would say that I'm really not an inker. I can, but I'm really not satisfied with my inking, and that's why you need to have those days where you're just having fun. Ink for fun. So let me see what I got here before I end this. It's just something about this right here, I'm not happy with. And of course, that's why I say turn your paper over so you don't see it for a little while. Turn it back, you may see it. Look at it upside down. You'll see what's going on. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, maybe it was just me. Now I can drop this arm down a little bit more. But see, now we're into the nitpicky stuff. So get the final details, get the legs. Remember, don't give them a lot of calf. Keep what you do. Keep it high. Calf high and up, and then give her more shin. I guess this is the shin. I don't know what the back part would be called. The back shin. Foot. Remember the wedge. I don't know if like I said, I just did 3 videos back to back, so I don't know if I said the wedge in this one or the wedge in the other video about doing feet. Go back to the video before this one, and then you'll see and understand more about feet. So here's my knee. There's not a lot of muscle in the female legs. I just like to keep it slim. So, but that's a guide that I use. I always do this to kind of know how long that leg is going to be or that thigh is going to be, especially for the men. So, define this breast a little bit more. There's my lats, there's my abs coming in. Here is my waist, hitting that bone and then coming back out. Crotch, space for that crotch. And somebody's shooting fireworks. I don't know if the day's a holiday or what. It was the day, yesterday was Father's Day, so I don't think it's a holiday. Maybe there's a game, they're having a game at the school. I don't know. You probably can't hear it. I hear the little fireworks going off. So this is going to be basically it for this one. Define that a little bit more. This finger. See, the other finger and the thumb is going to be like back here. And the fingers are going to be here, but that's drawing through. I'm not drawing through. Just to show you guys that. Keep the hand kind of small. The wrists, not a lot of muscle action going there. Just more of a defined shape. And then you're good to go. So that's going to be it at 36 minutes. See, this should have been simple, basic. With editing, yeah, it'll be 6 minutes, 30 minutes. So that's going to be it. Define this head a little bit more. And then call this quits. And maybe I'll probably do a couple more women and then get back into the men. Maybe do a couple action poses now that hopefully you got the women, the body down just by using that K. The K letter. So that's going to be it. I'm going to wrap this up and make this neat so that this can be my thumbnail screenshot or whatever they call that. Get some pencils here, like, oh look, he got his pencils and his eraser, and he did a good job. You know, they always throw that little for scenery's sake, and then I'll zoom in on it a little bit, clean up my mess, and get my pencil shavings out the way. And then that's gonna be it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Yeah, take a day off or just draw for fun. Like I said, just draw for fun sometimes. Don't make a difference what it looks like. You're just drawing for fun. All right, later.